Hey everybody, welcome back to Wallet Monkey. Now you're probably used to videos talking about app sprees for business owners, but we're going to expand here and cover app sprees on leisure, travel, cash back, etc. This is one of my favorite topics because I've probably taken over 30 trips alone just using cards when I go on app sprees. So stay tuned and get ready to save a lot of money and travel for free. So let's begin with some statistics first. As you know, inflation sucks, and there's so many other things that are going on in the economy that aren't really happy points or happy moments. There was that one thing that happened last week with the Fed finally decreasing their interest 0.50, so 50 basis points for the first time since March of 2020, and they are reporting that there might be two more this year, which, right there, the election year, it's kind of a tricky time, but they're also promising even more next year. Now, you can comment, do you think it's going to be 50 basis points again? Is it going to be more? And what is the impact really going to be on interest rates? So again, comment, would love to hear your feedback. But as you know, when there is inflation, when there are high interest rates overall go up. So rewards are awesome. They're better. Higher interest rates on mortgage, on cards, on auto, everything. Everything is impacted by these APRs. As a matter of fact, if we're talking about APRs on credit cards as a whole, the national average in a recent study showed 27.92%. That's according to Forbes Advisors. Now, that's basically, just call it what it is. It's 28%. Now, if we're taking that number, let's combine it as well with, what's the total credit card debt overall? It's 1.14 trillion. Can you imagine? Not billions. We're talking about with a big T. It's in trillion now. It's a whole new level, and it is up. Now, here's some more statistics for you. During the pandemic, the credit card high was 927 billion. Since then, it is now, again, as mentioned, 1.14 trillion. This is not a good sign for Americans. It's not a good sign for credit card debt and for the health of finances, personal finance per se. Now, what that calculates to is about 5,947 average per person in credit card debt. That was in 2023. And now it increased to 6,329. And that is according to TransUnion. So we're talking about overall as a nation, we're struggling, and individuals in America are struggling massively with credit card debt. Now, think that number, 6,329 at an average of 28% APR. Yikes. So what that all really means, it's becoming less affordable to live. And when you cut down on spending, when you are not making as much money, what ends up going is fun, like flying, like leisure, or people continue to do that and they rack up even more credit card debt. So it gets messy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover 4 different sections of different types of cards. And I've just scoured and I've talked to a lot of people. And I'm going to give you some of the top cards for each of these 4 categories. I'll speak a lot from personal experience because I love going on travel card app sprees as an example. And so let's go ahead and begin there. One of my favorite cards has been the Southwest card. And the reason why is because of where I live and where I want to go. And that's really the most important thing when you're considering a card for travel. Southwest in general will typically give you, if your credit score is 740 and above, about 60 to 70,000 points when you spend $4,000 in 3 months. That's pretty standard offer. You can find it on the internet. I've had this card and it's fantastic. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I like to fly to Las Vegas. This is a nonstop shoot over there. And if I'm booking about a month ahead, it's going to be about 7,000 points to travel one way nonstop. Means round trip, 14,000. And if I got a family of 5, that 60,000 points is going to cover my whole family round trip tickets to Las Vegas. Now, the reason why I said is by destination is because if my preferred location to fly was Los Angeles, that would be a big problem because for me, I want to fly nonstop at such a close distance, and there is no nonstop flight via Southwest Airlines from Portland to LA or to San Francisco. So I would use a different card for that. And one of the easiest ways to check before you actually sign up for that card is actually go onto their portal. Let's say use Southwest as an example, and you go to travel, you go to book a flight, and then you can toggle over between points and cash. And you can see the exact amount of points it's going to cost you to redeem when you're trying to book a specific flight from your destination to your preferred destination, right? You want to be very careful about applying for cards all the time because, well, cards talk to one another, credit bureaus talk to one another, and if you're going to continue having new credit or continuous inquiries, then it does two things that are hurtful. Number one, it does not give you and your credit score a chance to breathe so you can get the most favorable rates possible. Now, let me share an example. I bought a home during the recession, and my credit score went from 810 down to 740. Why? Because I introduced a new type of debt. And what the credit bureaus want to see is, does Tim have the ability to now pay this new type of debt? He's assumed a new mortgage, a new payment. Can he handle it? And I was surprised. After 3 months of on-time payments, my credit score shot up right back to where it was in just above 800 points. And the reason why this is important is if I had at 740, once it dropped, began applying for all these different cards and opportunities, loans and business loans, then I would not get as favorable terms, APRs, as I would if I had waited. So the secret sauce essentially is you want to check out the master list here, and you got to sign up for the course. It's gonna be a no-brainer. The access, the tools, the resources you get from the master course here is life-changing. It's incredible. And you know Jameson, he's put a lot of work into this. Now, and one of the things you'll learn is that every card, every bank has a specific credit bureau that they check and that they report. And so you want to be very strategic here. And in this case, my personal recommendation when I'm talking to anybody that goes on AppSpreeze is, well, apply for everything that you know you need to apply for in one season, and then stop. Stop applying. Pause. Give your credit score a chance to breathe, recover, so it can come right back up to where it should be, and then get favorable terms again and do it again. So in my case, when I'm getting travel cards and I'm going on these AppSpreeze, I will do this twice a year, once in January and the second time in July. And in July, I just got a new one. This is the latest one I picked up. It's a Capital One Venture card, and it is, man, if you can hear it, it's nice. Nice, solid card. Same thing, 75,000 points is what I get when I spend $4,000 in 3 months. I got them. And what this will do for me, those points I've already gone on, it's going to get me 5 one-way tickets from Portland to Florida, which is a destination that I like to go to because I have property there that I got to go check out and enjoy. Now, with that being said, travel cards are the best. I've done over 30 different destinations in the past 10 years. Hawaii, Ukraine, Chicago, Miami, New York multiple times, Vegas a lot of times, LA, I've gone to Dallas, I've gone to, I already lost track. It's been good though. I'll tell you that. I've spent thousands of dollars. In this card in particular, these 75,000 points have a value of about $800. So if you're not taking advantage yet of travel rewards cards and utilizing them for hotel stays and flight stays, then you are missing out and you're blowing cash. Stop it. And now check out, I would recommend Southwest. Check out the Chase Sapphire card. And my third recommendation is Capital One Venture Card. There are plenty of places you can find them, but you got to scour the internet and find who has the best relationship with the cards and is giving you the best rewards possible. One of my personal favorites is cardratings.com. Check them out and see what they could do for you. Now, if we are going to continue moving on from travel, we're going to get into cashback. Cashback is a good card type. This is someone really that just wants to, earn $500 or $200 cash back after they've spent, X amount of dollars in X amount of months. So instead of being rewarded with travel points, you're being rewarded with cash. With some prefer that. I don't, but you might. So this is for you. The majority of the cards I see, they're only giving about $300. Now, why would I settle for $300 in cash back when I could get travel points in the value of $800? For me, it's a no-brainer. That's why I do it this way. But if you do want to get the ultimate and the best cash back possible, the card you want to go with is going to be a business card. But one of the cards that I would recommend is actually the Ink Business Unlimited Credit Card. They will give you $900 cash back when you spend $6,000 in the first 3 months. So businesses typically spend more, and so there's a larger incentive, a larger reward, because the credit card issuer knows this as well. They want you to begin using their card on all of your processes, buying supplies, using equipment, shipping and handling, and so on. So they're going to maximize the cash back for you. $900 is great. That is stellar. Now, you can go in and you can get, if you're spending $20,000 a month, you go in and you apply for 4 different cards like this, and you go get your $3,500 in cash back. And then now you go fly somewhere. Now you go to a nice dinner and you go enjoy yourself and see a good time. But the idea is this: if you're not utilizing cash back, especially on business cards, you're missing out on free money. The other place where you can get some free money if you're a business owner is a business checking account. I got $900 in the last one that I've opened for myself. $900 just for opening an account and holding at least $5,000 for the first 90 days of opening that account. Now, I wouldn't do this, but technically you can. You just open one every 90 days and you're just like raking up rewards, a couple times a year. But obviously I like the bank that I signed up with. I'm sticking around with them. They provide amazing customer service. So in terms of small business credit card cash back, my personal preference and my personal recommendation will be that Ink card. It's something that I'm familiar with, something that I've used. Another one that also comes to mind is going to be the Capital One Venture X business card. When it comes to these kind of cards, you really want to look at a few factors. Number one is, what is my APR going to be? Number two is, what is the annual fee? And number three, what reward do I get? I use your card. What are you going to do for me? And as a matter of fact, you can actually even call and ask them to up your rewards, and they are willing to do that in many cases. So my personal recommendation is, number one, look for something that is below $400 in annual fees. There are cards that will be just $95. That's actually very standard. But some of the highest rated cards, including American Express, can be much higher than that. But look at that annual amount, look at the reward, and look at the APR. Now, the next type of reward that we're going to be looking at today is actually going to be a transfer card. Let me explain. A transfer card is essentially you have credit card debt at a high APR. Maybe you got it when you had worse credit, your credit has improved, and you think that you can do better. As a matter of fact, one of the best things that you could get if your credit score is solid is a 0% APR card. And there are plenty of these. Cardratings.com has plenty of these. So what you do, and I mentored a friend through this. He comes to me and he says, Tim, I got over $10,000 in credit card debt. What do I do? It feels like every payment I make is just going towards the interest, and I'm not able to pay this down. And I asked him what his credit score was. It was fantastic. It was like a 788. And I go, let's get you the 0% APR card. And he looks, he didn't even know that this is a thing. He applies, he gets approved. He gets approved for the exact amount that he really needs, which is over 10K. And then he transfers the debt from those two cards onto this card. And the transfer rate that you pay is 5% of the amount that you're transferring. So he pays, that difference. He transfers those cards, the amounts owed on them, onto a 0 APR card for 16 months. And he was able to pay off that debt significantly faster. So now, if you're looking for a transfer card, begin by applying for the 0 APR and then look for the lowest transfer fees. Some of them are going to have a set dollar amount. Many are going to have a 5%. Some could be higher. Be selective. Don't jump on the first offer. Do your research and see what you can get. If you have credit card debt today and you still have that national average of 27.92%, you are throwing money away if you have good credit. So get the 0% card, APR card for 24 months, transfer it, start paying it down. Obviously, there are so many other ways to tackle debt, like debt consolidation. You move everything off to a loan that's going to be at 12% or 14% instead of paying that 28% APR with a credit card. So that's obviously a no-brainer. There are transfer fees involved there as well. But really what I want to recap with today is really just that. If you are, a business owner, you're going for app sprees because you want to grow your business, do that. But as a business owner myself, and our business is growing over 100% month over month for the last 4 months. If you want to look up the business, it's jointrue.com. We help people with bad credit. We help those who just need a little bit because they're living paycheck to paycheck, in the form of cash advances. And you can earn cash just by playing games and completing tasks from our app. Again, check it out, jointrue.com. But as a business owner, I've learned I need to pace myself. So you work hard, but you also play hard. And as a business owner, you're also trying to stay as lean as possible in your spending. So that's where rewards cards come to play in a very beautiful way. And if you have debt, we've talked about this as well. So travel cards, check out that Chase Sapphire card, check out that Southwest card, check out the Capital One Venture card. For cash back, business owners, you have the best opportunities to get the highest cash back. And of course, when it comes to transfer cards, man, get that 0 APR card today if you don't have one yet. So make sure that you set at least one goal based on this video and comment on what your favorite card is for travel, because I'm about to apply for a new one soon. January is around the corner. I'd love to hear your advice. Take care, y'all.